best ASMRs. But I will try. This is again going to be a two-parter, which is a lot like ones on my channel. And this is going to be yet another Ticci Toby ASMR. He's my favourite character, okay? Comment down below what's your favourite characters. If you hear any creaking, this is my bed. I don't know what's wrong with it. Be another bed that I break. But yeah, the sounds in the background are just the stuff that I have lined up ready to do, because it's the day I'm more busy today. But yeah, let's get started. Do you have a kid also with Tourette, which is the same condition as Ticci Toby has? Because most of his ASMRs will be like, they'll be like ticking and Tourette's and all of that. So I will not be able to do the Tourette's part very good because I don't have Tourette's. But if you have Tourette's out there, I'm terribly sorry. I heard that it's not a very good condition to have. But yeah. But this is not made to offend anyone. You are a kid at school that also has a Tourette syndrome. Ticci Toby is the one in the side of the room that is often the loner, and you know nothing about him. One day when you're at school, you get a little bit bullied for having, Tourette's. Suddenly you hear something being thrown by the side of the room. You look across the room and see Ticci Toby with two axes. He has bringed stuff like knives and guns to school before, but you've never seen something as big and dangerous as an axe. Your heart starts racing as you run away into the other part of the corridors of the school. You know you should be in class, but you're not really a fan of school, so you often just hang around in the corridors. Suddenly Ticci Toby goes up some stairs into the upstairs room of the school. Your curiosity gets the better of you, and you follow shortly behind him. As he walks up, he notices you, but just keep going and ignores your presence completely. Strange, you thought, because most of the time Ticci Toby does not want anyone to follow him. Also, Ticci is a mark name that's supposed to mark him, but he does not really care about the mark name anymore. It just became his normal name. You only can ponder what he's thinking to do or what he's gonna do. As you follow him, you start to feel the air around you tense up as Ticci Toby realizes you are behind him. He's anxiously only continue to rise as he was thinking about what he was going to do. There was this mean teacher in the class that also picked on you for having Tourette's and did the same to him. You could already picture what he's going to do. You didn't want to stop him, and you also didn't want to get involved, but you kind of felt like you had to stop him. And that's what you were trying to do. You knew it was a bad idea, but you did not want to say anything. You gently reached out and grabbed his arm before he could go fully up the stairs. He yanked his hand back, almost as if in surprise or shock that you would do that. You just stare at him with the confused eyes, almost if to say, "What are you doing?" Ticci Toby looked into your cold, confused eyes and just looked away and continued to walk up the stairs as if forgetting about what just happened. You figure you would tell a teacher, but there's only like a couple of teachers that don't pick on you for your Tourette's, and all of them are off school. So you had nothing and no ideas to stop Ticci Toby. He was older than you and in a higher class than you. You suddenly stopped in the middle of the stairs, glancing between Ticci Toby going up the stairs and the downstairs door. You were thinking about getting help to try and stop Ticci Toby. Ticci Toby caught wind of what you were doing and silently and quietly said, "Don't you dare." The dare part was in three parts because of his threats. He's took and knocked you out of your dazed state, and you could hear him say, "Don't you dare," when it came to it. A few seconds pass, and silence begins to grow again. You silently stumble on the stairs, and then when to grab your footing, you say to Ticci Toby, "And if I do?" Your voice is littered with fear at the sight of his axes in the air. Ticci Toby looked behind him with the eyes full of anger, and some hatred for the declare he is about to kill. Ticci Toby looked at you for a few minutes, and you two continued to stare at each other with your confused eyes and his eyes full of hatred. He was 16, and you were only 11, but you know what he was going to do. Your brother did recently go insane and try to kill you, but luckily someone noticed before he could do that. You had a couple of scars on your body from that experience. Ticci Toby looked at one of the scars that required stitches on your shoulder. You did not have a jumper on that day. Maybe because you were in a rush this morning and couldn't find one, so you just went in a top. His gaze flickers back up to your face and meets your gaze again, as if almost remembering somebody who did the same thing. You could almost hear him say, "Well, that sounds like something a Gleph would do." That's what you hear Ticci Toby say. Your gaze immediately follows the concerned expression on your face. You did not want to show that you heard him. You did not want to show anything. You did not even want to show him that you heard what he said, out of fear of getting killed. Ticci Toby glanced down, almost as if realizing you heard. He keeps his gaze down, almost as you were sensing that someone was coming, and Ticci Toby did too by the looks of things. You tried and find an idea of what to do. Ticci Toby sensed the adult approaching before you did. He suddenly jumped down the stairs. He was on the 9th floor. You catch your breath, and it gets catched in your throat as you watch him jump down from the higher steps. He landed on the 2nd step with a little bit of a tumble, but ended up walking down the rest of the stairs. You were confused by his lack of loneliness, but you almost slipped and banged your back on some of the higher stairs. Your back was fine, but the stitch on your arm did actually start to rip, but you tried to hide the blood with your hand as it goes over. Ticci Toby looked back once, but then realized the stitching. He did not let it show through his expression, though. When realizing the door was locked, He smashed through the window with his axe, successfully breaking the glass and slipping out through the cut glass, leaving you alone on the stairs with your thoughts. You remember there's another hallway at the other side of the school that also leads to the exact same room, and it's a shortcut. You quickly run up the rest of the stairs and make it halfway down the corridor until you hear a ceiling window getting broken. You look up and realize a figure, almost with white skin, in a white coat, with blood all over it and a bloody smile. It looked with you with hatred and fiery eyes. You step back, obviously frightened of the strange person. Your mind immediately thought that this was Jeff, or the person that Toby mentioned. The random figure had a knife with him, had a knife in his pocket, his eyes with blood that almost looked like he killed somebody. He looked similar to your brother, so you got a little bit scared, remembering the instant before. The blood is now all the way down to your hand on your left arm of where the stitching broke. After a few minutes, you attempt to speak, but you lose your words due to the fear. Toby came through the broken ceiling roof, landing almost right in front of you. You were leaning against the wall by the fright, making your steps shaky. Toby looked at you with his eyes more soft now, almost as if realizing you are scared. His hands tighten around the axe that he has on him. But yeah, that's all for today. This will be continued another day.